Rolling.
What up, motherfuckers? Welcome to another episode of the Catch the Sky podcast. This is your host, Sweet Tea. Thank you for joining us as always. You can find me on Twitter at CTS Terry or on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. This week, I want to talk about staying present in the moment. The 20 seconds that began this podcast are over. They're gone. They're behind us. They're a contributing factor to what I'm saying now, but I need to focus on what is being done right now, what's in front of me. And I want to encourage anybody listening to try to adopt some of this mindset. It doesn't need to be as extreme as I'm taking it or portraying it in this example. Do whatever you're comfortable with, but try to be present and more present and not get too hung up on mistakes or things that you might not have accomplished in the previous day or weeks or years, and spend more of that mental energy on what you're doing in front of you so that you're not repeating those mistakes and you have better results moving forward. Learn from your mistakes, right? But being present has a multitude of benefits besides overcoming the past. It allows us to not get too distracted by all of the different routes that our life could potentially take. It allows us to be more dialed in to whatever we're doing in that moment, especially if we're working with other people. They do appreciate having our attention, right? It also keeps us safe. Think about it. If you're sitting there texting on your phone and you just walk out into the street, you know how many people I see walk out into the fucking street nowadays? It's honestly a miracle that there's not more accidents or pedestrians being hit. I honestly am baffled, especially with the AirPods and everything. Whew. So it is good to see that people are at least being present while still crossing the street. But having that mindset really does benefit you and whatever you're currently working on, because you get to put 100% of your effort and focus into whatever you're working on, and therefore you get the best results. How are you supposed to do the best work if you're thinking about what comes next, or what you had for breakfast earlier, or if that girl's going to text you, or whatever? Focus on what is right in front of you. Turn your phone off, turn it to silent, whatever, and accomplish the task that you're currently handling. It could be as small as tying your shoe, right? But why get distracted by something funny you're seeing on Instagram while you're wiping your ass on the toilet, instead of just finishing going to the bathroom and then getting to your phone at a more kosher time and place, right? Gosh, I don't know how much time people spend in the bathroom now just looking at their phone, but it's gotta be at least 5 to 10 more minutes on average, right? Is that our private place now? That is the new office? The bathroom stall. The new place to do business. So, while this week's episode is brief, I hope the message will resonate with you from here moving forward, and hopefully have a positive impact on your life in a variety of areas, relationships, professionally, emotionally, physically. All those things I believe will benefit if you just focus on whatever task it is that you're doing in this moment. And sometimes that task is planning, right? So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we can plan our time accordingly so that when we are in those moments and accomplishing different tasks, that we are prepared to face them. So, with that being said, I appreciate you tuning into this week's episode of the Catch the Sky podcast. I am your host, Sweet Tea. As always, you can find us on Twitter at CTS Terry. I know Dick isn't here, but she's still alive, and her Twitter is I'm Dick Francisco. On Instagram, she is at the Dick Francisco. You may find me on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else you listen to podcasts by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep trying to catch the sky.